Hey Jay, it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I know we've been trying to set this up for a little while now, so I appreciate you taking the time. But first things first, I want to say congratulations on the immense success you guys have had here. Going from two factories to 21 within 3 years is truly incredible work. So congratulations.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Of course, of course. I know on the phone you mentioned you only have around 15 minutes for this conversation.
Yes, I have a meeting to attend right after this.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just get right into it. First question I'm going to ask is, what do you know about Gardner?
I know you guys provide technology services and information to businesses.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're the world leader when it comes to technology, information services, and advisory research. So what that basically means is for decision makers like yourself who need that high level info to make those crucial decisions, Gardner is there to support you on that. And one of the goals of this meeting is to kind of understand Blue's biggest issues and the goals that you guys want to achieve in the future. Is there anything else you'd want to kind of go over this in this meeting, or are we good?
Sounds good. I'll let you know if I think of something during the meeting.
Yeah, for sure. Any confusion or any questions, just stop and let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. And is there any other decision makers in this process?
No, I'll be the one making the decisions.
No? Okay, perfect. I will be taking notes as well. And after speaking with Mike, I have a good understanding of the goals and issues that is currently facing Blue, but I kind of want to hear them from your perspective.
So our biggest issue that we are currently dealing with is how long it takes to figure out what the newest trends are when it comes to building materials that our customers would want. As far as our goals, we want to increase our profits by 10% by cutting down on our research costs by this time next year.
Okay. Out of those two topics, which would you say is the most crucial to me?
Increasing our profits by 10% would probably be the most important to our company as we continue to grow by at least 10% every year, and we want this year to be no different.
Okay. Why do you think those costs are so high?
We never had an issue with the research costs in the past few years. However, when compared to our competitors, their research costs are much lower than ours, and we don't want to fall behind.
Okay, understandable. How much are your current research costs?
About $15 million.
Okay, so we're looking to cut around $1.5 million off of that budget?
That's correct.
That's correct? Okay. All right, so what I'm kind of basically hearing is we're looking for a more optimized way to have your research?
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay. Am I correct to assume that if things were to continue this way, it'd be very hard to maintain that 10% increase in profits every year?
Yeah, it definitely would become more challenging to keep that growth without lowering our research costs.
Okay. Is there a certain startup price range you guys have in mind? And how long do you have to make this decision?
No, just as long as we're able to cut about $1.5 million by this point next year, and I have about 3 months to make this decision.
Okay. Are you currently looking at any other options besides Gardner?
Yes, I'm currently searching for multiple different alternatives that we can use to acquire research we need to continue to gain the edge on our competitors through recognizing the current trends and when it comes to building materials.
Okay. Do you believe that that's a good use of your time, having to look through those other methods?
No, not at all. I haven't found a solid alternative, and I've been searching for almost a month now.
Okay. If you were to put this process onto Gardner, would that kind of give you guys at Blue a lot of relief, not only in time, but as well as financial?
Most definitely. This is our biggest project on my plate right now, so it'd feel good to move on from it and worry about my other obligations.
Okay, yeah. I'd be happy to tell you about the services and benefits that Gardner offers. Would you be open to hearing about them?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So first thing I'd like to say is at Gardner, we pride ourselves on delivering unbiased information. We have over 1,300 analysts who are developing around 135,000 documents a year. And it's a lot of documents, so always a lot of information to give out.
Yeah, that sounds great on paper, but how do I know those documents come from legitimate sources?
Yeah, so we have a very vigorous peer review system. Every document we publish has at least multiple analysts who are looking over them and ensuring that unbiased approach is still happening. And we pretty much base our system around where there's no benefit to delivering false information in that sense, because it doesn't help our analysts in either way. It only really helps them deliver correct information.
Yeah, but it still doesn't tell me why I should invest in Gardner. How would this research improve our current research model while it's also cutting our costs?
Of course, yeah. So Gardner is, we like to say it's it gives you the ability to not have to worry about certain variables that come with the unknown when you're looking at data and you're trying to make a decision on something. Sometimes you don't know whether the right answer is yes or no. But with Gartner, you're able to look at past companies who are in similar industries who have had to go through similar decisions. And if you see something somewhat bad for them, then you know not to do that. And sometimes if something goes good for other companies, you know that could be a possibility to put into your system.
Okay. I think it would definitely make our decision process faster and more effective, but how easy is it for me and my staff to navigate your product?
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to show you too. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is just go to the top right of our website, and there's a search bar up there, and you just type in whatever needs you have, which in this case it would be how to cut research costs, which obviously we do over 135,000 documents every year, so you're going to get a lot of search results for that. It's a pretty common thing. But we have a filter system that allows you to narrow those results down even further based off your exact needs and your exact industry and what you're exactly going through. So it really opens the door for you to have exact answers for what you're looking for.
Okay. Hearing your breakdown on how the product finds the information that is needed, it's definitely something that's helpful. Sounds like it could be a good use of our time and resources.
Yeah, for sure. I would totally say the same, Jay. I truly believe that Gartner's services would truly increase Blue's not only Blue's financial gains, but also the time for you and your employees that you can put into something else. You guys have very important jobs that a lot on your plate at all times, so not having to worry about actively searching for research just makes your job that much easier. And I know we're kind of getting close to that 15 minutes that you said you only had. I would love to maybe schedule something next week. I know today being Friday, we can't really schedule something tomorrow, but I don't know what your availability looks like on Monday.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm free on Monday at 3 p.m. If you could just also include in that email that we'll be meeting on Monday, that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. Not only will I include that in the email, I'll include everything we've talked about, all the different documents we've looked at, as well as different information we've gone over, just so when we come back Monday, we're not going over the same things again. You can kind of look at them, refresh, make sure we're all on the same page. I'll also include our pricing options, just so you can kind of get a look at them, see if they're in your wheelhouse, see if it's something you guys can implement. And once Monday comes around, we'll go a little deeper into those prices, and we'll keep going from there.
All right, sounds good.
All right, have a good one.